So after watching all the various ridiculous freaks in the State Duma, I hope no one will question my words, because by now everyone has already lived through, digested, and come to terms with all its absurdity. Now they're just funny. And so after seeing these ridiculous freaks, the investigative committee of the Russian Federation decided to outdo the Duma members. And they managed to outdo them both in idiocy and in ridiculousness. And you know what? They pulled it off. Bastrikin's Gestapo, the investigative committee, brought charges against the prosecutors and judges of the International Criminal Court in The Hague. And not only did they bring charges, they've already investigated everything. They've exposed all the scoundrels for what they are and sent the case all the way to the Moscow City Court itself. Well, since the investigative committee's butchers never managed to establish personal contact with the International Criminal Court, of course, absolutely all procedural actions were carried out in absentia. They even had to torture in absentia. Apparently, the Hague prosecutor Karim Khan himself was tortured with electric shocks for a long time to extract the necessary testimony. But in reality, the wires with clips were attached to an imaginary object. But things didn't go well for the presiding judge, Pyotr Yuzov-Kapmansky, either. The poor guy probably had to eat the elephant 3 times and then had his head shoved into a toilet for an hour. And as for the 9 judges in The Hague, they probably had their nails pulled out. But of course, to carry out all these procedural actions in the absence of physical objects, the investigative committee staff used pantomime techniques. One way or another, all the evidence has been collected and the staff received medals. If you remember, yes, the investigative committee accused the International Criminal Court of merely wanting to bring the deranged dictator of the Russian Federation to justice for war crimes, just wanting to. But in fact, a piquant detail emerged. The staff of the International Criminal Court themselves had no idea that they were being prosecuted, nor, for that matter, about the case itself. They also, generally speaking, had no idea about the case that had been opened against them or about the upcoming trial.